ready for me to talk, and I didn't put my microphone on. Okay. There we go. Thank you. Keep going there. Shabbat Shalom. I was so excited to say hello to all of you, I forgot to put my microphone on, so now you can hear me at home too. Welcome everyone joining us here. A lot of new faces this Shabbat. Raise your hand if this is your first time here. How wonderful. Oh, thank you, Alicia. Yeah, okay. It's your first time this week here, okay? It's wonderful to have you all here. Those of you who are joining us from home out well, welcome. We're delighted to see you here. My name is Barry Lutz. For those who I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet, I am the interim rabbi this year at Kol-Ami. It's really, really wonderful to be here. We are, of course, the last Shabbat before Rosh Hashanah. I'm kind of standing here realizing that next Friday night, I'm like, yes, I'm doing exactly that, Jane. Just like, oh my gosh. It's hard to believe. I don't know how that happened. But we start a new year a week from tonight. Very exciting. So we are coming this week to the end of the month of Elul, this month of preparation for the start of a new year, and I'd like to just share this teaching with you, which I think is on their screen there. It says, our sages teach wherever 10 Jews live, they must set up a building where they can come together to pray. Such a place is called a Beit Knesset, a house of assembly, a synagogue. And so we learn, wherever 10 gather in prayer, the divine presence is among them. There is holiness in community, for in community we meet the Holy One. Hinei ma tov, how good it is to be together. How good to gather as one people before our God, who cherishes the uniqueness of each soul. Hinei ma tov, precious is the gift of community, blessed the joy of our gathering. And indeed, that is how we begin tonight, with Hinei ma tov, which, if you need the words, are on page 128 in your prayer book. Welcoming Shabbat, welcoming God into our presence, the presence that we bring as we join here together. Hinei ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Again. Hinei ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. 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 invite you to turn in your prayer books to page 120. So welcome Marilyn Ader to join us on the Bima to lead us in the kindling of the Shabbat lights and in Kiddush. She'll be sharing a reading with you that you won't find in your prayer books. So I invite you to just listen along as she shares it with you.
Fastening the light of the Shabbat candles to my eyes, my palms are tents where my fathers rested in the desert. The light wraps itself to my eyes. The light gathers into me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you who commands us to kindle the light of Shabbat. On page 123, wait, you can lift up the Kiddush cup for us, and we'll sanctify this moment with Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho me'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Over the course of this month, we have turned away from Lachadodi, in a sense, and turned towards Shalom Aleichem, a song, also part of Kabbalat Shabbat, that reminds us to bless the angels that come and accompany us on Shabbat, and the angels that bless our lives, that surround us and are such a blessing. During the month of Elul, we think particularly about the blessings that surround us, the love that surrounds us and supports us. And so we continue now with Shalom Aleichem on page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem, Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As we have welcomed the angels into our midst, I invite you to take a moment now to stand up and greet each other. Welcome the angels sitting around you. Introduce yourself to someone new. Where everybody can Remain standing and turn to page 146. We'll join together in welcoming the service with these words of praise. Yai la la, yai la la la. Adonai Amevora Baruch Adonai Amevorach Leolam Vaed Baruch Adonai Amevorach Leolam Vaed Yai la la. We begin with a prayer that thanks God. Please be seated, by the way. Thanks God for the great gift of creation. Offering thanks for the world around us, which of course invokes within us the responsibility to take care of that world, because it's the only one we get. How important it is to keep it whole and do our best to preserve it. And so we thank God for the day that rolls into night, the night that rolls into day, the continuing rolling in and out of day and night and seasons, and of course at this time of year, the rolling in and out of years as well. Join together. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into night. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into night. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Within creation, we learn what it is we are meant to do through Torah, which teaches us and gives us a path through this world. So we read, if you find joy in Torah, you'll sit with the sages and drink their words. Your soul refreshed like a tree by streams of water. Wisdom will follow you all the seasons of your life, celebration in the sunlight, consolation in the night. Your roots will grow deep. You'll anchor yourself in courage and hope. You'll savor and cherish the true work of your hands. Your passion for life will not wither or fade. They'll treasure the lessons you leave behind. Remember what you taught in word and deed, and those who come after you will honor your path. When we use words of Torah to guide us through the world, through creation, we become witnesses to God's oneness in the world, which we remember with these words, the words of Shema, which you'll find in your prayer books on page 152 and 153. I invite you to please rise. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Please be seated. Continue with this special Ve'ahavta for the month of Elul. Please join with me if you can read the words up there. You shall love the ones who are close with all your heart, with all your spirit, with all your strength. Remember these words, inscribe them on your heart. Love them when they struggle, when they sadden and disappoint you. Love them when they fail. See the good within them even when they can't. Look at them and listen even when it's hard. Be grateful for their guidance, even their reproof, when they save you from yourself. Love them when they give you joy and love them when they don't. When you lie down, let go of anger. When you rise up at dawn, begin again. Praise them for their deeds at home. Speak to them in public with respect. Bind yourself to the ones you love with promises kept and vows fulfilled. Open to them the gates of your heart, the doorway of your soul, and let them know you. So shall the ones you cherish feel your love, your presence, and your care. Crossing the sea eternal, watch over my small domain of light and shadow. Those few people who share my love and others upon this earth that sometimes shakes with thunder and reverberates with lightning. Help us to live with fear and conquer rage. Heal the hate that makes us kill and covers the ground with this Red Sea that only you can part, so we may all walk through the wilderness to your realm of peace, where all men and women are one, and sing your blessed name. We continue with Mi Chamocha, which you'll find in your prayer books on page 158. Yadidai na dai 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 yadidai dai dai yadidai dai 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 yadai dai dai yadidai dai 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 yadidai dai 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 Moshe uMiriam, Malchutecha ra'u banecha, Boker hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, Yalla lai 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 lai, Yalla lai lai lai, Yalla lai 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 lai, Yalla lai lai, Yalla lai 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 lai, Yalla lai lai lai, Yalla lai 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 lai. Page 160. Hashkivenu. We pray that we may rest at night and wake up renewed. That the journey of our life is one in which we find spread over us a shelter, a sukkot shalom, a shelter of peace over us, over our loved ones, and over the world. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Amidenu shomreinu lechayim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Amidenu shomreinu. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. We come now to the tefillah, the central prayer of our worship. While it is many prayers, it is considered to be one, and a moment for us to stand before God, to be in God's presence, and to express the feelings of our own hearts. And so we will begin with these words, Adonai sefatai tiftach, which pray that whatever words come forth from our mouth, they may be always words of praise for God. And then we will continue on silently with the words of our prayer book through page 180. As we begin with these words, Adonai sefatai tiftach, we'll do it a few times. Invite you to rise when you feel ready to do so. Adonai. Ananana sfatai tiftach. Ananana ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananana sfatai tiftach. Ananana ufi agid. Ufi agid tehilatecha. I invite you to continue with the words of our prayer book through page 180, or the thoughts and meditations of your own hearts. Sha'alti meis Adonai Achat sha'alti oto avakesh Achat sha'alti Adonai Achat sha'alti oto avakesh Shivti b'veit Adonai Shivti Kol Yamei Chayai Lachazot b'noam Adonai Uvacher v'heichalo Lachazot b'noam Adonai to gaze upon the beauty of Adonai. One to be with you all of my life. We take a moment now to offer a prayer of healing for the members of our community, for those that you hold in your hearts, for those whose names we do not know, those in need of healing of body, of mind, of spirit, that they may all find a refuah shlema, a full and complete healing. We pray for the healing of Aaron Aronov and Gary Ashland, Stephen Baird, Marion Barak, Butch Barrett, Michael Becker, Andrew Belling, Sophie Belsberg, Itzhak Ben Nomi, Lisa Bird, Elaine Blatt, Louise Cantrell, Wayne Cantrell, Amy Chadwick, Bill Cohen, Nancy Cohen, Jean Cole, Bertha Coleman, Michael Dyer, Tino Felipe, Gershon Ben Shmuel Miriam, Bernie Goldstein, Robert Greenberg, Yaffa Hughes, Harold Igdaloff, Rhonda Kaplan, Jeff Mackler, Joe Marinelli, E. Nakowitz, Zachary Pierce, Ben Reback, Arlene Reagan, Ivan Rosenberg, Richard Ross, Myrna Salzberg, Benjamin Sculia, Lowell Selvin, Miles Sen, Karen Shanbrom, Luann Snyder, Fran Solomon, Henry Summerfield, David Suriel, Stephen Valentino, David Ben Herschel Vabasha, Adam Weisbart, Rena Weishart, Gib Weinbar, Philip Windsor, and Doug Workman. Before we join together in the words of our prayer for healing, I would invite you, if you are thinking of someone and praying for their healing and have yet to hear their name called out, if you would like to share their name at this time, I invite you to please do so. Sheberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov. Mi sheberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Mi sheberach avotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov. Mi sheberach imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. So I have a confession to make. It's time for confessions, right? I am not the best meditator. It's my confession. Now, I do know the benefits of meditation, so I've made several valiant attempts to meditate, but my mind is always running off in some other direction. Staying in the moment, as meditation requires, and as my wife Debbie could attest to, is not my forte. Of course, those of you, and I'm sure there are many of you who have tried meditation, know that losing focus is a pretty common occurrence when you're meditating. And when that happens, your meditation guide, whoever or whatever that is often there to gently urge you back into focus, right? Different practices do this in different ways. A meditation that I was recently listening to instructed me that when I noticed my mind wandering off, to say thank you and return to my meditation focus. What every meditation practice reminds you not to do is to fall into judgment, to berate yourself for losing your focus. Because among other things, where this tends to lead, of course, is giving up on the practice altogether. In one way or another, meditation practices say, it's okay. It happens. Forgive yourself and return to where you want to be. If only we were so gentle with ourselves, right? But I suppose that's just the point. Forgive, return, move on. If this has a familiar ring to it, well, it probably should. This aspect of meditation is so similar to the task that we are called to at this time of year. Forgive, return, move on. These gentle reminders are actually a form of teshuvah. Not repentance with that great big capital R, as it is often translated, but rather just kind of, hey, you've wandered off a bit. It's okay. Recognize it, let it go, and get back on the path. This season is filled with such reminders, all meant to gently guide us back to the path. Over these past 8 weeks, for instance, we have been listening to the message of the prophet Isaiah. Weekly haftarot of consolation that we began 8 weeks ago that say to us in one way or another, you've wandered off the path. You've strayed away from God. It's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself. You're human. It happens. Just recognize it, acknowledge it, let it go, and refocus on that which is most significant and vital to you in your life. The words of the 27th Psalm, some which we just sang a moment ago, Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai, also urge us towards teshuvah. We've been singing its central message for a few weeks now. One thing I ask, that I might dwell in the house of God all the days of my life. And we'll continue to sing it as we journey through the high holy days in the coming weeks, our attention directed towards what we must do to dwell in God's presence. The daily blast of the shofar, which we'll hear again tonight, accompanies us on this journey, and it is a, less gentle reminder for sure of the need to wake up to the fact that we have indeed lost focus and wandered away from God's dwelling place and now need to find our way back. So here we are. We've been on this journey for weeks now already. We have been standing literally on the edge of time, even as we have been standing shoulder to shoulder with the Israelites of our Torah portion as they, and of course as we, are positioned on the border of the Promised Land. Together we've listened to Moses' words in the book of Deuteronomy, reminding us of our journey, asking us to reflect on how we have arrived at this place. We've heard his instructions about how to actually create a promised land, and we have each considered the role we must play in making that dream into a reality. And then we come to this week. Moses, in Parashat Nitzavim, the name of this week's portion, comes to his final speech to the Israelites, and calling out to us from the Torah with words directed to those standing with him, as well as those who will one day hear his words. We read from the Torah, "I make this covenant today, not only with those who are standing here with us, but also with those who are not here with us yet." Atem nitzavim is how the portion begins. You stand here. Now, nitzavim is an interesting Hebrew word. Standing, we know that word standing, amidah. We just did the amidah, which is called the amidah because we stand when we say it. Nitzavim is another word for standing, but it denotes so much more than its English translation conveys, because it's not just about physically standing, but also about being present emotionally and psychically and spiritually. Moses asks, "Are you here? Are you really here? Are you aware? Are you paying attention? Are you prepared to cross over to where we're about to go?" We have arrived at the moment to make that choice. Here we are, ready to cross over. Over the next week, we'll have the opportunity to make choices that will, at least in some measure, determine what will come to be in this new place that we are about to enter. As our portion this week reminds us, the choice is ours. A choice to which we will be asked to commit over these coming days. As we do so, we should keep the observation of this week's parsha in mind. What we seek for ourselves is not too difficult to achieve. We don't have to climb up a mountain or sail across the sea. We don't need to look up to heavens for some divine intervention. Rather, we are told it is very close to us. It is in our heart. And then Moses encourages us. It's in your heart, and you can do it. Indeed, we can do it. Knowing of our constant need of reminders and encouragement, as many of you know, we will return to this portion that we read this Shabbat in just 2 weeks on Yom Kippur morning to read it again. The point is, we can do it. We can. All it takes is recognizing that we've wandered off, acknowledging it, lovingly letting it go, and focusing our attention on this place where we are all standing right now. And that is worth taking a moment to meditate on, because indeed the time has come to cross over. It is time to get started. And so Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova. We're going to pause for a moment for announcements. And Marilyn is going to come back up and make some announcements.
Can I be here? Hello, I'm Marilyn Ader. It's good to see everyone here. It's wonderful, as Rabbi said, to have so many new faces, and I'm just thrilled. And since I've sent many emails to lots of people in the last few weeks, it's good to have faces attached to names, so thank you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of this congregation, Kol Ami, I want to welcome you and Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to thank Rabbi Lutz for leading our service, Lisa Edwards, our wonderful Lisa Edwards, for her piano accompaniment, Travis Smith for audio and streaming. Thank you, Travis. and Leonard Seelig for his help in setting up tonight's oneg. Tomorrow night, join us for dinner, Havdalah, and a screening of the film Living and Slichot services. Saturday, September 9th, that is tomorrow, starting at 6 p.m. We have over 100 people registered for High Holidays, so if you haven't already done so, please register online this weekend for your intended in-person dates and your sponsorships and your Yizkor roll requests. After our Ne'ilah services on Yom Kippur, our first off-site annual community Break the Fast is happening this year. And claps are taking place throughout the world. It promises to be a lot of fun and a lot of food, so please don't miss it. If you know former members of our congregation, please invite them to sign up as well. Register online by the 20th for the $18 price, and I will say here officially, nobody will be turned away if that price is too high. Tonight, Keegan Jones will be available during the oneg to hear your questions and comments regarding the rabbinic search process. Is Keegan here? Keegan, stand up. There you go. Stand up or raise your hand or both. So there he is. Please save the date of Sunday, October 8th at 1 p.m. as we'll be having a memorial for Congregation Kol Ami's founding president, John Alshul. Services will be co-officiated by both Rabbi Lutz and Rabbi Denise Egger, who will be joining us to honor John's memory. The next book circle discussion will take place on Saturday, October 21st at 4 p.m. We will be reading Last Summer at the Golden Hotel by Elisa Friedland. This takes us through a family reunion for the ages when two clans convene for the summer at their beloved getaway in the Catskills, close to where I live. Perfect for the fans of Dirty Dancing as well as the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Get ready for long buried secrets to emerge, new dramas, and financial scandals to erupt. We are seeking musical talent, shofars included, those who can support and enhance our worship experience either vocally or instrumentally. If you are interested or know of someone who might be interested, please let Rabbi Lutz know. As you walked in today, you may have seen the blue square pins. I'm wearing one now. The Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism has launched #StandUpToJewishHate, a new national campaign to raise awareness of the rising amount of hate crimes targeting the Jewish community. Please feel free to take a pin and help spread the word of this important movement. And as always, we hope you'll keep up to date on all that's happening in Kol Ami by visiting our website, kol-ami.org. Yes, that's kol-ami.org. And while you're visiting our website, please consider a donation to our synagogue to support the holy work we do all year long. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Marilyn. I want to mention as well, in regards to John Altschul's memorial, that among the co-officiants will be Cantor Mark Saltzman, who will be joining us as well. And actually, Cantor Saltzman will be here for the High Holidays as well, participating in a little bit in our High Holidays with us. We're delighted to have him joining with us and adding to the meaning of our worship for the High Holidays and remembering John as well. So we're going to turn now in our prayer books to page 586 and join together there in the Aleinu. I invite you to please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. Chana Senesh wrote, "There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with the people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember." We take a moment as we come to the end of our service, of course, to remember those who added light to our lives. And of course, as we remember them, they continue to add light to our lives, continue to shine brightly. So we remember first those whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of their passing, falls on this Shabbat, and appropriately to the poem, those whose light shines on our wall of memory. Esther Bergstein, Sam A. Grenadier, Arnold Oldray, Eva Schreiber, and Rose McQuaid Shyrock. And remember as well these whose yahrzeit falls on this Shabbat: Joan Selvin, Richard Slutsky, Eugene Rogalski, Estelle Kornbluth, Robert Letsky, Rita Weiss, Mark Levin, May Helen Dizenfriend, Judy Bernstein, Frank Wachsner, Jason Thomas Lodge, James McKinney, Terrell Robert Shanbrom, Isaac Cinnamon, Gilles de Turine, Emma Pearl Allen, Sandra Karsh, and Barry Koplowitz. And we remember as well those who have died in the past year whose loved ones are still in the period of Shana, of the first year, or Shloshim, the first month, or Shiva, the first 7 days, saying Kaddish for their loved ones. We remember Jason Thomas Lodge, Elaine Cohen, Maeve Eisenberg, Barton Kogan, Dabby Blatt, Stephen Shapiro, Carol Rosenthal, Marilyn Horwitz, Murray Blank, Stephen Hochstein, Ernie Sosnick, Stephen W. Wright, Scott Magid, Gloria Brown, Rosina Spitzer, Lizzie Taylor, Jamie Hornbeck, David Bird, Fran Shanbrom, Louis Silverman, Patricia Rudolph, Harriet Stein, David Bordetsky, Vivian Bernard, Leatrice Bloom, Tammy Rabowski, Reverend Daniel E. Smith, George Fisher, Esther Keller Bloom, Addie Lelyveld, Reva Solomon, Charlotte Joseph, Michael Sky, John Altschul, Eitan Wolf, Lucy Leibowitz, Jerry Trossler, Elaine Solomon, and Steve Roden. If you are here to say Kaddish tonight for a loved one whose name we have yet to hear, I invite you, if you would like to rise and share their name with us at this time. in support of the mourners among us and in remembrance of all who have left none to say Kaddish for them. We rise as a community on page 598, join together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah be'amal divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach la'olam u'lamei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei dekudsha barichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shamaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, comfort to all the bereaved among us, as we say, amen. So we're going to join together in those last words that are a prayer for peace. Like everything else in our prayers, they are a reminder to us not just to wait around for it to happen, but to make it happen in our world, to create a world filled with peace. It is, of course, our great hope that we come to as we come to the end of Shabbat, at the end of this year as well, and begin to prepare to enter a new one. So join with us. Oh, say shalom b'imromav. Oh, say shalom. Shalom b'imromav. Oh, say shalom b'imromav. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh. Shalom Aleinu. Don't go anywhere. Hope. I know she's here somewhere. Oh, there's. We're going to listen, as we do during Elul, to the blast of the shofar. Tonight, tomorrow night, next Saturday morning. What if we just do a Tekiah Gedolah tonight? Tekiah Gedolah. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. And we'll join together in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Motzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom and Shana Tova, everyone.